the loss, of course, against the Steelers. We'll talk about that at
Definitely.
insult to injury. We go to Los Angeles, and we got John Hussey's crew this week as a free gift to the. Although Carl Paganelli, the umpire, is not bad.
Right.
Not a fan of the rest of the crew, including the referee. But Paganelli's not gonna cheat you on purpose.
Well, that's nice when you got people in high places looking out for you, like, you know.
Well, it's better than what we had last week,
Oh yeah.
right? Umpire throwing a flag on a bogus moving a ball thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we'll put somebody on the clock. There's Cap. Welcome, sir. I got
What's
3
up?
o'clock.
Welcome, brother.
I got 3 o'clock. Let's roll this thing. We'll come back to you, Cap.
Yes, sir.
Game day, baby! Let's go!
Welcome, everyone, to NFL Nation Live. It is indeed game day. We'll get you ready for week 4. We'll close the books on week 3. I am Ref Guru, and as always, my cohorts in crime, football crime, not real crime. It's not like we're making out with Target stuff. But anyway, the legendary Pirate Captain Jack and the Hall of Famer Wayne Violator Maybe. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. We'll get the chat open here in just a minute for everybody else that's coming in. We have a few things to cover to close week 3, some surprises for week 4. We'll put somebody on the clock before we get to all of that. V, what are your quick first thoughts, my friend?
My quick first thoughts, and I hope it's sort of a PSA. Raider Nation fans deserve better. We've been dedicated, loyal to a fault, but what we saw on Sunday was total embarrassment. That fan base deserves better than what you're putting on the field. Yeah. Check yourself.
Yep. And you kind of have to wonder if they even asked some of us that know something about what's going on, if things would be different. But they don't. But that's why we're here, to chat it all up. Cap, welcome to the show. Good to have you in here. We'll hopefully hear from Coach B this week because we got some couple questions for you. But I'm ready. I'm pretty sure that now that everybody's home from Vegas, Cap's ready. V, are you ready?
I got my Spike Club. I'm ready to hit something. Let's go.
Yeah, you and Taylor Swift.
Yeah!
Here we are, week 4, NFL Nation Live. Welcome, everybody, to the show. I'll get the chat going here in just a little bit. Appreciate your comments. Ed, welcome to the show. Who else is in here? Janelle? Who's in here?
Hot Neil.
I'm sorry?
Hot Neil? Yeah.
Neil? Okay.
Neil.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Neil.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the show. All right, well, let's get right to it. The Giants went into San Francisco, got beat by the 49ers. No big surprise there, especially after what we talked about last week. I think 12 points was a problem for the Giants against that defense after they put up, 31 against the Cardinals the week before. They're going to go home this week to play Seattle. We'll get to that. But you guys have any comments about the 49ers? To me, at this point, it's just that they still continue to roll. And honestly, if it weren't for Miami and Buffalo, they'd be in first place in scoring. So I think the 49ers are clearly the class of the, at minimum, NFC West at this point. And you could argue that maybe aside from Philadelphia, they're looking pretty good overall, right?
You know, as Ref and Cap, as much as I hate to give credit, you have to where credit's due. And that team, regardless of what they've gone through recently, like I said, they're just putting one foot in front of the other one and taking care of business.
Yep.
It's amazing to watch.
Yep. Tennessee went into Cleveland, got beat by the Browns. We hoped that this one might go the other way, only because we thought that maybe Cleveland wouldn't be able to stop Derrick Henry. But, man, the Titans guys didn't really even show up. They scored 3 points. Well, it wasn't even really a game. So what do we have here? a Tennessee team that's as bad as we think they are, or a Cleveland Brown team that's playing over their head?
Hey. Don't you talk about them Tennessee Titans like
Is that
that.
like
We just had an off
is
game.
that Bud Adams? Who
Okay.
is that?
Yeah.
You're allowed to have an off game. It's kind of like
It's
putting this friggin' hat over
it's
some
it's
earphones. It can't friggin' do
it's
it.
Tennessee. It's
Okay.
Tennessee
That's
Jack,
why it
folks.
looks so
Tennessee
friggin'
Jack. That's
funny.
it.
Yeah, Tennessee Jack. Well, yeah, whatever. Um, you want to say Tennessee Jack? That's fine, but you got your ass handed to you, and this week you got the Bengals, so you better pull it out, or we're going to put you on the clock.
Well, don't talk about pulling it out. You're going to get my girlfriend excited. Okay, so let's
Copy that.
not go
Copy.
there.
I'll copy that.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Let's not go. Let's watch your mouth with that radical talk. Okay. This is a family
it's
show.
a family football
Only
show. Yeah.
Captain Jack gets to swear like that, talking about pulling things out.
Yeah.
The hell with you.
Speaking of
boy.
pulling things out, how about the Indianapolis Colts? They went into Baltimore, beat the Ravens. Now, come on. I told you, I think we told everybody last week that this was a trap game for the Ravens. It turned out to be ugly for the Ravens, quite frankly. Now they've lost at home. They got to scoop it together because they're going to go to Cleveland. I think we're going to find out what kind of Baltimore team we have. So they're going to get in the locker room and decide this is messed up. We got to go play some better football. They're going to get beat by the Browns. But you got to appreciate Indianapolis Colts team that never gave up. I know Minshew gave up the safety by stepping out of bounds. But that kicker for the Colts, man, he's on my fantasy team, gave me 1,000 points. How about them Indianapolis Colts?
That's all right. The horseshoes. Hey, but like you say, Minshew.
It's horseshoes or cornhole, right?
Horns-
Either way,
horn-
they're winning.
That's right. They're winning. And I think the Ravens ended up with egg on the face.
Yeah.
I think they really overlooked them because AR1 wasn't in there.
Well, yeah.
And Minshew, just the leader that he is, just picked it, came in there and just took off. And the guys followed him. It wasn't a very exciting game, but like I say, they came out of the Ravens' den with that victory.
Yeah, it wasn't exciting until the end. The end was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ed's point back to the Giants game, 49ers best D in the NFL. Very likely so.
Thank you, Hot Neil.
Very
That's
likely
awesome.
Thank you there, Hot
Yeah,
Neil.
yeah.
Oh, shit. What accent am I talking in right
Well,
now?
I'm not
Shit, I
really
don't
sure.
even
I thought
know.
we left Captain Jack at the bus stop, but maybe he's still sipping some of the gold stuff.
Talking some moonshine, baby. You know what? One of them boys needed to give me some this past weekend. I must have missed him.
It happens, especially when you get beat by the Browns. The Falcons were in Detroit, got beat by the Lions. This is a Falcons team. We weren't really sure what we had after their 1-point win, against the Packers. And then they beat the Bears. Where they beat? Anyway,
Hell, you say.
anyway, the Lions. They're. I want to be on the Lions bandwagon, but I feel like it's missing a wheel because
Viva Leon!
they're
That's why rules over all.
they're
We will win.
so
We will stop the merda. You know what merda is? It's in French. It's that stuff you know what merda is, right? It's the stuff that comes out of cow
the stuff you
sandwiches.
put on your SpaghettiOs.
No, they're not merda. I got your merda right here, baby.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about
So Chef
SpaghettiOs.
Boyardee, so you beat the Falcons, and this week where are you going? Oh, you're in Green Bay tonight.
Green Bay tonight.
so-
Yes.
Yes.
Ref Guru
Yes.
has a migraine today, so Ref Guru is a little woo. So
Well, Ref Guru is always in
Yeah, I
the
know.
scene when he talks that
That's
way.
true.
You don't even know what the hell his game is saying.
no,
My
hey, but at
goodness.
least I don't throw bogus flags like Tony Mahalik.
Mm.
Anyway, we'll get to Detroit, whatever they're.
I can't wait to talk to him. I know Captain Jack is going to have a big conniption about that. What do you call that? I got to call him an asshole. That's just the way it is.
Okay. Yeah, if you say so. Lions got it done though, so if they get it done this week, they'll be in the driver's seat in the NFC North for sure. Even though they haven't played the Vikings or the Bears yet, but looking good for the Lions. Saints.
Leon, Get that stuff right. I didn't say the other S word.
Detroit Leon.
So,
Yeah.
Chef,
That's why.
Chef,
My God, I love you.
thank you.
I love
Thank
Oh,
you.
you.
yeah,
Mwah, mwah, mwah. You get this.
Chef
You
Boyardee,
get this.
all
You're not like the
on the topic
BBC.
thing. The
Mhm.
Saints went into Green Bay, got beat by the Packers. I don't know what we have here. I mean, Derek Carr went out. The Saints didn't play as well as they should have, but I think the issue here is Green Bay gets a win with another win in a 1 point ball game. And I think what bothers me here is that Green Bay's kind of lucky, but they're eighth in scoring with 80 points. So what's going on here? The Lions in a trap game tonight against the Packers. Packers not as good as we think they are. Now they had a couple guys hurt the last couple weeks, which are now upgraded to tonight for what, questionable or probable or probably questionable or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think the Lions are going to be fired up. But back to the Saints part, we hope Derek Carr is going to be okay because we don't want anybody to get hurt. We want the best players out there. But you guys have any concerns about the Packers at this point based on last week?
But like you said, tonight's game will show what the Packers are really made of because
Yeah,
before Carr went out with the shoulder injury, they were rolling on the Packers, man. 17-0.
yeah, yeah,
And when Winston came in, they didn't do squat.
yeah.
Couldn't eat that W, could he?
No, he couldn't eat that dub. You know,
Mhm.
it was too wide for his face. But it's, and
It's
Jordan
probably
Love,
too much bubblegum shrimp from the night before.
oh, that could be, or got a couple of tails in his lip. I hit you. But they didn't do anything after Carr went out.
Yeah,
And of course, Green Bay just took advantage of that and just, like you say, methodically went on and put 18 points on the board.
yep. And so we'll see what they do tonight. It's
Yeah.
interesting because Green Bay is eighth in scoring with 80 points. Detroit is 13th with 72. So on paper, it's fairly close. Houston went into
Packers have
Jackson.
more points than the Raiders. That's just wrong.
The
That's
if it weren't for Tennessee and the two New York teams, the Raiders would be dead last in scoring.
Wow.
Dead freaking last. We have 45 points. Tennessee has 45 points. So technically, we're tied for 29. New York Giants have scored 43, and the New York Jets have scored 42. New York Jets will probably score 6 more points this week, so they'll probably keep us out of the bottom. But look, guys, this isn't good. And a lot of things aren't good, but that's definitely not one
That's
of them.
not good. That's not one of them there.
Houston went into Jacksonville, beat the Jaguars in Florida. This is a division win for the Texans on the road. What happened? What's going on with Jacksonville now? They've lost 2 in a row. They lost one to the Kansas City last week, which we all predicted. Taylor Swift wasn't even there, and Kansas City still won. And so they get beat at home now by Houston. They're going to go across the pond to play the Atlanta Falcons in some sort of Nickelodeon, whatever
Right.
the hell that is. I don't know.
Slime fest. Yeah.
So what is this? Is this a Jacksonville team that's going to win the AFC South, or the Colts going to sneak up behind them and pin the tail on a donkey, so to speak?
Yeah, well, you kind of called that last week on our show, that trap game, and they walked right into it, man. I mean,
That was huge trap.
that was a
It's
huge
one
trap.
thing. It's one thing to go to Houston and get beat.
Right, right.
To forget your jock strap back in Jacksonville,
Right.
but to be sitting around by the pool at home going, yeah, we got this. No, you don't. Now you're 1-2, and you better fix it because the Indianapolis Colts are coming. And speaking of pin the tail on the donkey, if you caught my lead in,
Mhm.
somebody went to Miami and got their freaking ass handed to them, 70-20. The only thing that really disappointed me, quite frankly, was that they didn't set the record for most points scored in an NFL game, or at least tie it or something.
You know what?
But
Was it me? Because I didn't see the game.
I
was
saw it at
obviously
home.
busy.
yeah,
Yeah, but somebody told me that McDaniel let the foot off the gas,
He did.
and he could have had at least a field goal at the end.
at least
That's
if
right.
not
they
more.
could have had 10 more points, actually, if
Yeah.
they had wanted 10 more points. I wish they had gotten 10 more points, but a loss is a loss. But yeah, I saw the game, and I'm not sure the punter took a shower after the game,
Wow.
quite frankly. The fish getting better. Yeah, well, they better keep
Yeah.
the foot on the gas because they got to go to Buffalo this week.
That's gonna be a nice matchup right there.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah.
Any case, Denver's 0-3. They're going to go play the 0-3 Chicago Bears. Minnesota's 0-3. They're going to go down and play the 0-3 Carolina Panthers. So hopefully those two
Utility
games
bowl.
don't end in a tie. Or we're just going to put everybody on the clock. But in any case,
Oh yeah.
and we're going to go to Minnesota now anyway. So Chargers go into Minnesota, beat the Vikings. Actually, the Chargers went into Minnesota, and the Minnesota Vikings beat the Vikings. The Chargers didn't beat
Yes.
Minnesota. Minnesota gave it away.
Gave it away.
Nothing wrong with the Chargers getting, quote, credit for the win.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a win for the Chargers as much as it was a huge freaking step in the manure pile for the Vikings. They had first and goal, fumbled it away. First and goal, threw an interception. First and goal, can't tie my shoe, buckle my whatever. That's one of the most messed up home games I've seen in a long time. From on the NFC side, I've seen a few of them on the AFC side that we won't have to mention. But here's the thing about the Vikings, guys. They're 0-3, but the loss to the Chargers, although it's a loss, and I realize 0-3 is not good, that's not a huge stinker, so to speak, with regards to making the playoffs. If the Eagles win the division, that loss to Philadelphia really doesn't, quote, matter because it's not a tiebreaker matter. The one that hurts them is the loss to Tampa Bay. If Tampa Bay doesn't win the division, becomes a potentially wild card, that could be the loss that hurts them. But the Vikings are going to have to go on a 6 or 7 game run to put the stink pile behind them, right?
Absolutely.
Well, like you said, if they got to go like a big winning streak, we're going to have to take a look. We're going to have to take a look at what their schedule is, because that might be one of the people that we consider for clock.
Well, they're going to Carolina. I'll give you the next 4 or 5 games. They're going to Carolina. Okay. They're at home against Kansas City. Then they go to Chicago. Then they're home against San Francisco. Then they're at Green Bay, at Atlanta. So they'll probably beat the Panthers this week. They won't beat the Chiefs. God knows what happens in Chicago. They may just play they may all just play ring around the rosy and see who runs out of chairs. They won't beat the 49ers. Highly likely they don't beat the Packers in Green Bay. Highly likely they don't beat Atlanta beat the Falcons in Atlanta, but maybe. Then they got New Orleans, Denver. They
may beat Denver.
They don't have Denver till week 11. Who knows what the Broncos are going to look like by then? Ed's got a good point. So far, the season shows me that anyone can win on any day. You're absolutely freaking right.
Yeah.
Except for the Las Vegas freaking Raiders.
Wow.
Jeez. I would love the Dolphins team speed, more speed. You're absolutely right about that, Jack. I'll tell you what. Tyreek Hill, that guy's had a second coming in Miami.
Yes.
Don't say coming with Tyreek Hill, though.
Right.
The what?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but no. But
we'll go over that later if you haven't heard the news.
Okay. No, I haven't. But I think the matchup everybody's looking for was Hill and Surtain, right?
Yes.
Wasn't a good day for Junior.
Yeah.
Not so much. Not that he's a bad corner, because I don't think he is. But there's something in the whatever they eat down there. What do they eat there? It's not crab cakes. That's Baltimore. What do you eat in Miami?
Well, like I said, that speed kills, though, man. That's what.
No doubt about it.
They had no answers.
No, none. They were lucky to get to 20 points, quite frankly.
All right.
Let's see.
Wait, before you go, because I have to make sure that you are up to date.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill made mention of what he would like to do after he's no longer a football player.
Come on this show?
And he said that he would like to be a porn star. And yeah, seriously, this is true. He said that he would like to be a porn star. So this young lady who's one of the elder, what's the word I'm looking for? One of the older bangable bitches, I'm guessing probably the best way to say it, that has a resume, said, "Hey, I will make sure that I can, shall we say, ease him in,
Mhm.
probably pun not intended, into the industry. So, I don't know if Tyreek Hill is hung. I know he has speed. And the one thing that she did say is speed is not good in this business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to have to learn to slow down a bit in that respect if he does make a change.
We could practice
to
that this week in Buffalo against the Bills, but I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think so either.
Coach B went into New York and again beat the Jets. No surprise here. I think the 15-10 score was a surprise. But Coach B, you beat the Jets. Everybody thought you beat the Jets. So we know one thing for sure is that you'll be at least 2-15.
Mm.
But because you're not going to beat Dallas this week, who do you have the week after? You're not going to beat
Let's see.
Dallas. You might beat New Orleans at home. You probably beat the Raiders, but then you got Buffalo. So it's going to be a long 2 or 3 weeks for you. But you got to like beating the Jets. The problem I had with this, it only took 15 points to beat the Jets. The problem is you only scored 15 points.
I didn't hear a damn word
Yeah, I
you
didn't think you
said.
did.
Because
Hey, well,
By the way, my buddy Walt Coleman wants to talk to you. You got time for talk to Walt?
I owe him some money.
Still?
mm,
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, it's
It was
not
20
quite
years
like
ago.
we're paying, the Bobby Bonilla plan, but it's close. You do know the Bobby Bonilla plan.
Yeah.
Do you not
Uh,
know anything? You don't know about porn stars and Bobby Bonilla being paid until the year 2032 or so on a contract he signed with the Mets in the 80s?
mm.
I don't very know a little bit. I know very little about baseball. I know there's 9 players. Allegedly, a designated hitter. That's
Well, no,
about
they,
it.
they actually have that in both leagues now. They just did that, like,
Oh,
either last year or this year. They actually said that the DH will be going for both leagues instead of
gotcha.
just the American League.
Best wishes to your mom.
Yeah, I was just reading those comments
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, yeah. My mom's banged up too, so it's I guess mom's up week or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she fell and broke her wrist.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
give her, hey, send her our prayers, brother.
Anyway, so
Anyway,
anyway, Coach B, you
Mm.
got Dallas this week. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Then we can skip it over one second part of the show. Is the big story Ezekiel going back to
Going
Dallas?
back.
I don't really think that's a thing. It's not like he's going to get 150 yards or anything. But you got any kind of game plan that you have any prayer where you can beat the Cowboys in Dallas? That's what I thought. Okay. Oh, sorry.
what? No, no.
Mm.
Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second.
A whole
You
second?
are entirely too quick on the draw, and your wife said that there's an issue with that as well. Okay. So give me an opportunity to address what you're talking about. Okay. Just because it's Dallas, but it is the greatest
I'm
coach
sipping some tea here, Cap.
ever, ever. Okay.
What?
Who the hell's Cap? I'm Bill.
Mm.
That's what I said, Bill.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You might want to get your ears checked too.
Huh?
Anyway, we are going to unleash
Mm.
the Zeke on his old team. And I think he's good for about maybe 40 yards.
40
At
yards?
least, at least 40 yards this trip. Because again, it's just Zeke, and he is an accessory.
So what's the final
An
score?
accessory.
52-10?
Who has the 52 in that
Well,
scenario?
it's not you.
Well, what? Okay, this is the same Dallas team that you're talking about that just lost to the lowly Arizona Cardinals. The lowly Arizona, and they don't
They
even
didn't
have a.
have digs. They forgot some
I
stuff back
don't
in the
care.
locker
See,
room.
excuses. Excuses are like a-holes. Everybody has one, and they use it to their benefit.
Money deferred $1 million
Okay.
per year until 2034.
Yeah, that's
That's the
that
Bonilla.
Bonilla
That's the same
contract.
contract I have with NFL Nation Live.
Yeah. Well, that's better than mine. Might want to come over to your age.
Yeah, maybe. I got a pretty good one.
Yeah.
All right,
But
Coach.
anyway,
Well,
I
congratulations
still
on
say
beating the Jets.
the Cowboys are going down just like I go down on Jerry Jones's sister.
Man. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how you feel about that next week. You might want to skip next week's show because it's going to be ugly. Buffalo went into Washington, took
I
care of
know
the
that.
Commodores. Wasn't even funny. I think what was interesting in that game is we had a Buffalo Bills team that, was 1-1 right after their
Right.
week 1 loss by accident in New York against the Jets. And then they beat the Raiders. And then they go to Washington and put up 37 points. I'm not surprised they beat Washington, but I was a little surprised 37 points. I mean, Washington defense I thought was better than that. They had off day. Buffalo all of a sudden found the liquor for the Lightning that's in their offense. They better keep it for this week. I'm not sure 37 points beats Miami, but probably does. But
Probably
anyway,
try doubling that.
maybe. Yeah. Was 37 and 37 would be what, 74?
Be 74, yeah.
Yeah.
So they might squeak out a victory if
They
Miami
might squeak
decides-
out a victory.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm just saying, man. If Miami decides to put another 70 burner up there,
Ed says Jimmy won't start. Is he in concussion protocol? Oh, James says Jimmy G ready for Sunday.
that was more what I was hearing earlier, that he would be
So,
ready.
If he's not ready, who's up? Hoyer?
Hoyer, yeah, they're not going to throw the kid in there because we want to see the kid play.
Yeah.
So you know how that is.
Carolina went into Seattle, got beat by the Seahawks. Not a surprise there that the Seahawks won the game. What I was surprised with was Carolina's 27 points.
I'm still jamming out the friggin' machine gun. You guys,
I
put
saw
it in
that,
next
yeah.
game. Shame on you.
No, that's good. I could, I could hear that. Yeah. Dallas got beat by Arizona.
I had to wait until the YouTube ads went off. Sorry. So,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the Dallas lost. I'm more surprised with Dallas only scoring 16 points.
Well, they went into the Redbirds den and got ambushed, is what I heard.
Well, then you got a Cardinals team that's put up 28 points in consecutive weeks, and they're what, 0-3. They had a big lead against the Giants and lost 31-28. They had, or they're 1-2. Sorry, because they beat the Cowboys, but. Dallas still fifth in scoring with 86 points. Of course, a lot of that was in week 2 against the Jets. But Coach B's got a point. If Dallas goes in there and lays an egg, 16 points may not be enough to beat the Patriots.
Right. Anna just reported that Fox 5 Las Vegas reported that Jimmy G won't play. He'll be ready for the following week.
Okay. Well,
which is the Packers on a Monday, right?
Packers on Monday night, so they're saving him. Who are they going to throw to the Wolves? That'll be a good one to bet on. Who starts?
Is that a bet that you can actually make in Vegas?
I hope it would be, but
Raiders 07. How did you like the officiating in the Raiders Steelers game, in particular the flags they threw and then picked up? Yeah, we'll get to that.
Two that they picked up. And others that they didn't throw, we'll get into the Blake Mahalik crew. I'm gonna let you take that. I'm gonna let that guy.
I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do that without somebody bleeping out all my
comments. Yeah, every other word.
That's why I had a show on Tuesday, because I had to get it out of my system.
Yeah,
and it was uncensored. And shame on you for not coming in and blowing.
I had a family emergency. I would have.
Okay.
Yeah. Anna says no on that bet we were just discussing. She just looked at Circa Sportsbook and no.
Okay. So let's get to the Raiders. Chicago got beat by Kansas City. No surprise there. The old Taylor Swift thing. Don't really.
What is that? I haven't. I mean, I've heard about it.
She's dating Travis Kelce.
So
So all the Taylor Swifties,
The
whatever they
Swifties.
call them,
Yeah,
all
Swifties.
the 14-year-old girls that follow her around like she's Jesus, had no idea anything about football. Travis Kelsey. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, she's dating Travis Kelsey. So Kelsey's jerseys blow up 400%,
Yeah.
and she's allegedly going to be in New York when they play the Jets, and all the Jets seats are sold out now under the.
Oh
All
yeah.
that all that means is that big dummy who had his brother is smarter than him, by the way, the center for the
Understood.
Eagles.
Yeah. Well,
He's just gonna be a song. Pretty soon.
oh
Eventually.
yeah, there's no doubt about it. Well,
Eventually.
right now, if you're a
Yeah.
Swiftie fan, you'll understand that it's delicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna
That's
be
one
a
of her
he's
songs.
just gonna be a song eventually.
Yeah.
Kind of like Alanis
She should
Morissette.
make one about us.
Mm-hmm.
She should
Yeah.
make one about us.
Right.
Pittsburgh winning Las Vegas, beat the Raiders. Um, there's a lot to digest in this game, for Raiders fans, and this late in the week
Or
on
throw up. Or throw
on
up.
game day for week 4, a lot of it's already water under the bridge. But um, I have a question about the field goal at the end, but let's talk about the officiating. The picking up flags is so rare at the professional level that that's just borderline conspiracy. At that
No,
level,
it's blatant. And they showed
okay,
it to you. They showed it to you
Right.
on TV, and they don't give a flying foxtrot. How I was saying about how effed up they are.
well,
Because
I don't disagree with that.
when you saw the penalty, and it was defensive pass interference against, I think it was 16, Jacoby
Yeah,
Myers.
yeah,
Guy
yeah.
was and just didn't get out of the way, and Myers is trying to get back to the ball. It's effing defensive pass interference. No flag.
Yeah.
No foul. I
Yeah.
can't remember what the other one was, but it was bullshit guy too.
Well, and then Mahalik throwing a flag on the center for allegedly moving the ball. Here's why that one's messed up. They're not even set yet. The center is turning to call out signals to the offensive line. But prior to that, you see the Steelers pointing to the ball. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen if they've told the officials ahead of time that, oh, he moves the ball. So it doesn't matter if he moved the ball or not. Mahalik was going to throw the flag. So they waited for the best chance they had to throw it, and there it was.
That was.
Second worst call in the history of football. Maybe behind that other one you were talking about. Yeah, the non
Tango
DPI call.
Foxtrot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the non DPI call. I couldn't believe it. And then the picking up flags thing, guys.
Yeah, that's
It's very rare at this level
Two.
to have your flag overruled by somebody else.
Two.
It happens, but it is so rare at this level. It happens all the time in high school. You get a couple veteran officials and some line judge throws a flag, and you're like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, well, I thought I hit this." "No, you don't. Go back to your sideline and up." Happens all the time in high school. Occasionally happens in college for the same reasons, inexperience. At this level, and when's the last time you saw a flag? It's one thing for the flag to be picked up, like when they throw it for intentional grounding. That's a different
right.
circumstance because you have to throw it because they can throw it later after the review because now the review has all the thing. But so you'll see that where they pick up a flag, but that's for a non-call. You don't pick up flags for a call that is a legit call, only to have the back judge or whoever else says, "No, that's not really what you saw, is it?"
And he put it back in his pocket.
Yeah. BS. Total BS.
You asked me when the last time I saw that was. It was Sunday.
Well, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to Sunday.
But
The flags in all, it was better than I thought it was going to be. It wasn't great. It wasn't the worst we've seen. It could have been better, should have been better. It wasn't the all hell breaks loose that I thought it was going to be that I talked about last week.
right.
But we're talking about it this week because I said we would. Well, we get gifted John Hussey's crew this week. So next week we're going to be talking about it again. But
Again. Right.
But from the foot, I know, Cap. But from the football side of, I know, right? So there's the double whammy. So,
And
but
Hollywood wanted me to come out to L.A., and of course, I don't have the money for that. But even if I had the inkling to spend money on that, you just ruined it with the initials Juliet Sierra, as in F no,
yeah. Well, Carl Paganelli's the umpire.
or Juliet Hotel. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Carl
You know what I
Paganelli's the
meant.
umpire. He's the only one on the crew that probably not going to hurt us. But what happens to the Raiders if the Broncos keep losing and they draft
They
Cleveland?
draft. Wow. Oh
Well,
man.
I that's
That's
really
a
the
good one.
question.
That's a good
No,
man.
Guarev has it, and that's why I said we might have screwed ourselves out of Caleb Williams by beating the Broncos.
No, 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 no,
I
no,
mean,
no, no.
I
I
think
mean,
I
well,
think
yeah,
I
okay,
think we're not. I think
maybe,
we're not as
but you're
bad. I think we're not as bad as the Broncos.
well. I don't
But
know.
if it comes, well, I don't think we're as bad as the Broncos. We're
There's a
not a
lot
seven.
of football to be
We're
played for that
well.
state.
I don't. Okay, we will find out when we go to Miami, and I will be down in Miami. If we get a 70 bomb thrown on us in Miami, then I can say we are just as bad as the Broncos. I don't think we're going to have 70 thrown on us in Miami.
Oh,
Maybe
probably
68.
65,
Maybe 65,
65.
68.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
and
Yeah.
only
maybe.
because we have Max Crosby.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if he mostly plays left defensive end, that doesn't really hurt us. That's to his left-handed. He can see him coming.
Oh.
They have to put him on the other side. Not that he doesn't switch sides, but I'm just saying.
It still gets horse collared on either side. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Man.
So the officiating didn't help. We didn't help ourselves.
Not
But
at
guys,
all.
what's with the field goal with down by 8 points with 2 minutes to go?
Yeah.
What do you say, Cap? We both looked at that fiasco.
Okay, and I'm you know me, V. I'm sorry, I'm long winded. Like you guys
No,
haven't
no.
figured that out already. Okay, here's the thing though. I said I understood. I understood the why. I didn't agree with it because I said the worst thing that can happen is that you turn the ball over on like the 4 yard line. Okay. You don't get the first down. You turn the ball over on the 4 yard line. So you got Pittsburgh with a second year quarterback deep in its own end zone or near the end zone with a defense that had been playing decent for the Raiders. Okay. So that's the worst thing. You get a first down or you get a touchdown. That's the greatest thing. And now you're now okay. If you don't get the 2-point conversion, you're still only down 2 with one of the better kickers in football that can hit him from 60 effing yards. Okay,
Right.
Exactly.
why the hell? And then when you took the 3 off the board, you wasted a minute of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
You went down there. And I argued this on the Wild Wild West show yesterday. It's like, why in the hell? If you think everybody's going to be keying on Jacobs, they threw it to Fryermuth for that second touchdown. Could we have not done the same thing? Thrown it to Mayer in the corner end zone? Okay, I don't understand that. Go for it. Get a first down. Get a touchdown. Try, do if everybody's going to key, because he said, well, it's kind of hard to run deep. Yeah, don't run then. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, our first touchdown was an excellent fake that we threw it to Devontae because everybody was sucking into the middle because everybody was looking for the run. They were looking for the run there. That was another opportunity to do it.
And that's what I thought we brought this big tight end for, was red zone situations like that.
Yeah.
Totally pissed me off, that move he made. But let's get to the elephant in the room.
Hey, stop that,
there-
man.
there's
I
more than
just
one.
because I gained a little bit of weight. Okay, I know that.
What? Hey, nothing against you, brother.
All right.
This team came out pretty much flat. If we always use that term. They were just flat. No emotion. They got hit square in the mouth, and they never returned fire. And the whole game, we're like, any day now they're gonna shift gears. Like The beginning of the second half, nothing, even flatter. So I don't know what's going on. Is this guy losing the locker room already? Something is in house again, and it stinks like some mildew.
Yeah.
Meld,
Well, and then-
meld.
So, comment in there. NFL will give the Raiders a few wins, so they never draft a superstar quarterback. That could be true, but you can always trade for something. But
Yeah, I was going to
so-
say. I mean, if we want, and I told Jack this because Jack is very. Jack, I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. So I promise I never said I would do that. The Raiders, or Jack in particular, Jack Kenna, particularly wants the Raiders to draft Caleb Williams. I like the guy. I don't know whether he's ready yet because they've even said that maybe he's still a year away. But if Caleb Williams is in the contention for the Heisman Trophy and maybe becomes the second person to win it twice, only Archie Griffin has that honor. Only Archie Griffin of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Okay. Yeah, I got the Broncos. Okay. But if Caleb Williams wins the Heisman Trophy, he's got nothing else. He's got nothing. It's going to the pros. So somebody's going to have to get him, and somebody's going to pay real big money. Remember those three
just like I did with Sanchez.
Remember those three picks that the Niners gave up for a really crappy quarterback that's now a backup in Dallas?
Yeah,
that might be like an appetizer, like 3-1. It'd be like a 3 1s and 3 2s and a 3.
So all right, so
or 4 1s and 5 1. It's gonna be a contest, man.
Okay. Well, we're 40 minutes into an hour show, but the other comment I have about the Raiders is that, and I know that we're talking about T.J. Watt, future Hall of Famer likely, but he just ran all over Illuminor.
All over him, man.
Isn't he our best offensive lineman?
Supposedly. Well, next to Colton. Maybe
well, okay,
second.
but still, that was bad.
Colton looked bad as hell too. At number
I agree with
56.
so,
2 weeks in a row. Colton Miller's not looked good.
So the problem now is all these other defensive line coaches are going, I mean, and now we got the Chargers this week with Bosa and all those guys. I mean,
they better bring that good run game.
So what were the final stats for Jacobs? Was he minus 2 yards again, or?
Oh, he didn't. I forget his.
I can look.
Yardage.
So Patrick Graham is one of the worst DCs in the NFL. No, he's one of the worst defensive in the history of the NFL. But I'm not a Rob Ryan fan either, so I don't think that's an option, in my opinion. I'm not a Rob Ryan fan. I'm not any of the Ryan fans.
But that's the only alternative, though. It's either going to be Ryan or
Jesus. Wade Phillips is out there picking his nose.
Thank you. I would take him any day.
You think?
Yeah.
And I understand that Crosby's neutralized in a 3-4, but Jesus, compared to what we're playing now, why not? That's all he's going to run if Wade Phillips comes in. But every time he comes in, your defense goes from 32nd to minimum top 15.
And they never changed.
62.
They played pretty much the same formation all game.
Yep. But they still stop you.
Hey, Jacobs ran for 62. He actually ran for 2 10s in a row in the fourth quarter. If you remember that, because he was maybe getting 4, then he was getting 6, and then in the fourth quarter he got 10-10, bam, bam.
Says you'd have to lose the rest of the season to get Khalid. Well, we're 1-2. I mean, we're on our way. All right. Philadelphia beat Tampa Bay to drop the Buccaneers down a notch.
The fake Pirates!
The Rams went into Cincinnati, got beat by the Bengals. A little bit of a surprise there, I guess, that it was as close as it was. I expected the Rams to put up more points. They'll need more than 16 points to beat the Colts. I think we got to find out what this Ram team is going to be like after this road trip into the Midwest where they're playing Cincinnati, Indianapolis. Indianapolis is going to give the Rams all they want, but I think the Rams win that one. But 2 interconference games on the road for the Rams, and then they come back to play Philadelphia, Arizona, and Pittsburgh. So they got their work cut out for them. But the Cincinnati got off to Schneid, at least. Now we got to find out if they can keep it when they go into Tennessee this week. So we're going to take a quick break now that we put as much as the books we can close on week 3. And then let's get ready for week 4. Tonight, we've got the Lions in Green Bay. Get ready to take on the Packers. We'll be back in a minute.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Violator, just coming to you again to give you a personal testimony on these fantastic Fitline products that I've been using for a couple of years. And you've seen me on my quest to bring that body weight down, get back in shape like I used to be. And this is my secret weapon. These 2 products right here, Power Cocktail and Restaurant, my daytime and nighttime formula. At Fitline, we call them our optimal set. And baby, let me tell you, 1 in the morning, 1 before bed at night, and you let them do their thing. Trust me, these are some fantastic products if you're serious about getting your body where it needs to be, just improving your health overall.
So, V, a quick comment about the Fitline. You've been using those for how long now?
About 2 years, a little over 2 years.
And give us I know you said in the commercial break there, pretty much what we need to know. But the 2 items that you have in there, help our viewers understand. Are you taking one at night or 1 in the morning and 1 at night, both in the morning, both at night? Which way are you doing which one?
No, you take your Power Cocktail in the morning.
Okay.
That's a mixture of all your fruits and vegetables for the day,
Oh,
a day's supply. The Restaurant is all your minerals that you need to replenish as you sleep during the night.
Okay. And then they can go to your store
Yes.
and pick those up. And if you want to know where the store is, in our credits at the end of the show, which you can, if you don't hang around for, you can always watch later. There's a barcode which will take you to the store.
Right.
But how are those? How much do those cost, and how are they packaged?
They're packaged in a month's supply, with 30 per box.
Okay. For each or 15 each?
No. For each box.
Okay.
There's 30. So it's a month's supply.
Okay.
And they work synergistically with each other. So
Okay.
I always suggest, that's why they call it an optimal set, day and night, so your coverage never ends. And reasonably priced, but like I say, they're premium products. So you look at your health as an investment, not an expense.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, thank you for helping us understand those products. And for those that are interested, check it out. If you have, other things you want to check with your doctor first, that's fine too from that standpoint. But it's good information to have, and it's worth the research. All right, open up to week 4. The Lions are in Green Bay tonight to take on the Packers.
Leon.
So Shipwire D is with us again tonight. How do?
Oh yeah.
So what do we have? We have a Packers team now that's won a couple of games by a couple of points, literally. A Detroit team is kind of all over the map.
That's why. EBC. How many times?
Because it's my show.
I'm trying to keep it within FCC
Detroit,
you EBC.
whatever. The Lions are going. So the Lions are
Leon,
kind of up and down.
Leon.
The 4-legged animal that looks like a lion is going in.
Michael.
Going to take.
Oh my
You know what?
No, I know you only have 2 legs.
Read between the lines.
Maybe you got 3. I don't know.
Read between the. You know why? You know how this became out. Seriously, you know where this came about? You know how this came about?
Well, I'm starting
because I'm serious. When people were using the bow and arrow, they would use this finger to get the arrow back. So they would show people
on the Arsenio Hall show.
They show people that I got this, so I can use my. So this was their way of saying, "Hey, I got my thing
Anybody
there."
ever see Jimmy G connect on a pass of 40+ yards? No.
No, no.
Raiders 73, Chargers
That's
23.
yeah, that had me rolling, man.
Now you got
Michael,
you got that backwards.
that's why I was laughing. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the other way around. But hey,
Yeah.
wishful thinking, brother. I'm with you, but that was a laugher right there.
Yeah. All right. So who do you guys have tonight?
I,
The Lions are kind of up and down. The Packers, again, Packers have had a couple of guys dinged up for a couple of weeks. Those guys are either back or questionable or probable or questionably probable or probably questionable. At full strength, I think the Packers can win this at home. Not so much, I'm sure, on that tonight. What do you guys think?
well, I hear they're getting their running back. They're starting running back
Jones?
since week 1. That's Jones.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Packers with that at home in a
Okay.
close one.
All right. Well, the 3-legged Lions taking the 4-legged Lions.
Vive Lyon! Vive Detroit!
Yeah.
Vive Captain
Detroit.
Jacques! Jean-Paul Jacques! Vive l'eau de France! Vive French food and escargot and all that other shit that we can say in French.
Fries, French toast, all that. All right. Atlanta going to go into London and play the Jaguars. I don't even care about this game, but I think the Jaguars have the edge, not because they're the better football team, but because they know the drill. They go over there all the time. I think they're over there actually for a couple of weeks. Don't they play on don't
Every
they play
every
Buffalo
year they
next
go
week
over there.
in there. So I think Jacksonville's going to go over there and stay over there. But I like Jacksonville just because they know the routine. They know the flight schedule and the layover and the lag and all that stuff. So I just think with all the happenings, the Falcons probably forget how to play some football.
Yeah, I got the Jags in this one, and an easy one.
One of the games of the week, the Miami Dolphins are going to go into Buffalo to take on the Bills for the AFC East matchup. This could be a humdinger, a barn burner. It could be 6-3. What do you guys think is going to happen in this one?
I'm taking Miami. That track team that they've assembled, along with a decent defense, I think they're going to give Buffalo all they want at home.
And is the weather going to help them out? I haven't
That's
seen the weather.
That's the one factor. I got to check the latest weather for the weekend, but I'm taking Miami, man.
It says Fast Eddie says Purdy came in for an injured Jimmy G as a rookie, and it was up at third pick.
And lit it up. Yes, he did.
Interesting. Huh. Remember, the Raiders always look good in the preseason, just like Stidham and just like O'Connell.
Absolutely. He's on point, man.
Falcons about to land in some Jaguars backyard. Yeah. Ooh, Cool Kev says Miami by 3.
Yeah. It might be that close, too.
74-76.
74-76 or
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what.
what.
I think we can agree on this. The Bills do not want to shoot out.
no, they don't.
They do not want to shoot out. They're going to lose the shootout. So if Miami gets hot and they get hot early, that Bills defense is going to be out there for a long time. That could be a long day.
Bring that extra oxygen. They'll need it.
Yep. Minnesota, 0-3 Minnesota is going to go into Carolina and play the 0-3 Panthers. I don't really care about this one. I think if the Vikings lose, Panthers, I think we put on the clock last week, put Arizona in week 1. We'll put somebody on the clock today. But I think if Minnesota goes 0-4, they're pretty much done.
I got the Panthers in the den. I think they're going to make a surge here.
Okay. Well, they're going to have to, V. But we talked about that earlier in the show, that their losses while 0-3 are not devastating yet. This would be another loss in the conference. Again, it's not a division game, and it's not against a team that likely makes the playoffs. So the only real tiebreaker issue that they had in their losses was probably the one to Tampa Bay, assuming the Eagles win the division outright in the AFC East or in the NFC East. So Minnesota isn't out. It's weird to say at 0-3 that you're not out, but they better fix it, and they better fix the stuff that got them beat at home last week against the Chargers, or even if they did by week 15, 16 find a way that they were going to get in, they have so much to fix that they'd be one and done anyway. But it's not over for them. But I think at 0-4, it's going to be a real challenge.
Pretty tough sled.
I got the Cats. I got the
You like the
Cats, man.
Panthers? Okay. 0-3 Denver's going to go into Chicago, play the 0-3 Bears. I don't know what gives here. If Denver is as pissed off as they'd like everybody to think they are, the Bears are in trouble. But the Broncos are in such disarray that I'm not sure they can fix it in 1 week on the road again in Chicago. The Bears now are like, hey, we don't want to lose at home. So I think Denver's in trouble this week.
I'm taking Chicago. That home crowd would be fired up
Yep.
and putting a fire under their butts. And I think Denver will be 0-4 at the end of the day.
When Richie Richey tells you it doesn't matter, even as pissed off as I thought that Denver would be, with Peyton getting on everybody's booty, he says no. Chicago is that hardcore,
Gritty. Gritty.
The gritty team, the run, run heavy, blah blah blah. He says Chicago, and if Richie Richey says Chicago, I'm going to go with Chicago.
I'm with you on that front for exactly that reason. The AFC North going to get interesting. Pittsburgh's going to go into Houston and play the Texans, who just beat Jacksonville last week. Expecting a Pittsburgh win there, but Baltimore's now going to go into Cleveland to take on the old Cleveland Browns. The new Cleveland Browns going to go play the old Cleveland Browns.
Right.
So the Ravens are in Cleveland to play the Browns. Baltimore better fix whatever stick is up there, but because they're going to hand the division to somebody else, or they're going to make a statement on Sunday against the Browns to say, maybe not so fast. They got to go to Cleveland to do it. You like the Browns or the Ravens?
I like the Browns. Watch Deshaun Watson have the best game since he's come back.
Really? Wow.
And since he's come back now. And like I said, that defense is the one that's carrying the team right now. So I just see them giving the Ravens too much, man, at home too.
Kev says Vikings win by default.
Sean
Payton slides in some Bears. Yeah.
Bear turd.
Houston wins by 3, not against that defense.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. And Houston's playing Cleveland, right?
No.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh in Houston to take on
Pittsburgh.
Okay. I got Houston over the Steelers because I don't think the Steelers are all that in a biscuit, and we really should have beat them. And I think that's going to be a surprise that Houston will actually beat the Steelers. I really, really do. I think that if Cleveland had Chubb, I would take Cleveland. But I'm gonna take Baltimore in a semi upset.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to argue that. The Steelers don't play any better really than they played last week against the Raiders, where they put up only 23 points. Could very easily get beat by a Houston team that may be better than the Raiders. So we'll see. The point about the preseason play doesn't translate to regular season play or wins on the field. Totally agreed.
Yeah.
Broncos keep losing. Caleb Williams going there. Raiders fans don't need that.
Don't need that.
I'm not worried about Caleb Williams. I'm not worried about Caleb Williams. He's just another Mark Sanchez. Sorry, but or Matt Leinart looks great in a Lincoln Riley system, but no, he's not gonna win you any Super Bowls.
I like that one. If Jimmy throws 2 interceptions, yank him. I'm in total agreement on that one. But he's not.
I say
but
why,
they're not going to play him.
He's not playing. First of all,
he's not playing.
He's not playing. No. Why are we so infatuated? We know what we got with Hoyer. Put the kid in there.
But
okay. We know what we got with Hoyer. Okay.
McD won't do it though, Cap.
That's right.
Well, here's the thing. You're going to have a home crowd, and I said that correctly. A home crowd in LA booing when they see Hoyer go out for the first snaps.
I can see. I can hear it already. They don't
Why
want
are they booing?
We've seen him enough to know he's not going to do it.
And it's nothing against Hoyer. It's that we know what you got with Hoyer. He's plug and play. He's the backup. He's what you throw in after your first stringer doesn't do anything.
Minshew came out of retirement to beat the Ravens for the Colts. I mean, how bad could it be?
Hoyer's got 15 years on him probably, but
Well, I know I was being sarcastic, but yes, you're right.
yeah.
Let's see. So Baltimore, Cleveland, were we split on that? I'm taking the
Yeah,
Ravens because they're essentially in a must-win situation at this point.
gotcha. Yeah,
I got
yeah,
the
I got
Ravens.
I
Cleveland
appreciate
and Pittsburgh.
I appreciate the fact that Cleveland's at home. I think you're right, V. If Deshaun Watson's going to have a breakout game, this is a statement
This
game to
is
have it at home in a division win against the Ravens. If they do beat the Ravens, I think Cleveland's going to be reckoned with by somebody somewhere
of course.
because they will have 2 division wins now, right? Um, they beat Cincinnati. They lost to Pittsburgh in a close one. They beat Tennessee. They beat Baltimore. They're 3-1, 2 wins in the division, and they got a bye. I mean, how much better could it get for them to circle the wagons and start all over? So that'll be interesting. The Rams going to go into Indianapolis to take on the Colts. I think the Rams will play better than they did against Cincinnati because I think just because of the matchups. I like the Rams in this one, but the Colts are feisty, y'all. They went down to Houston and beat the Texans, right? As the Texans teams and subsequently beat Jacksonville because the NFL wants everybody to finish 8-8 or whatever. But so the Colts team's pretty good, but I just think the Rams defense will be a different set of matchups. And I think the offensive play calling for the Rams will be too much for the Colts defense, but I think it could be a good game.
Yeah, I got the Rams in this one. Yeah, because they were lackluster the week before. I think that defense takes over.
And now with Arizona that has a win, San Francisco likely to get a win, or hopefully get a win against the Cardinals at home. Then the Rams are going to be chasing the rest of the division because Seattle's going to go into New York. We'll talk about that one. But so the Rams are in a loss in Indianapolis with the other ways things play out. And somebody's going to be looking at the bottom of the division. Tampa Bay goes to New Orleans, play a division game against the Saints. The Saints team that might be without
Fake Pirates,
fake
fake
Pirates,
Pirates,
Lions.
playing against their old
the
quarterback.
sword swinging, flag waving. What do they call the Caribbeans? Let's call them the Caribbeans. Caribbeans going to go into New Orleans to play a division game against the Saints. Saints might be without Derek Carr with a banged up shoulder. So this is
playing EW. Their former
so Tampa Bay team looks pretty good and didn't look pretty good. A Saints team that is fairly strong, but then when Derek Carr went out, really didn't do anything against the Packers.
No.
This could be old-fashioned rugby scrum. Tampa Bay have a chance here to pull this one out. Division win on the road in New Orleans.
I think they do. Baker's been. I'm going to put it out there. I wish we had gotten him.
You think compared to what we have?
Compared to what we have, but Baker's been really leading that team, and they've got all the pieces.
They kind of do.
Yeah.
They didn't really show up against the Eagles. They only scored 11 points, but 11 points might beat the Saints with the way they're playing. Let's look at the scoring, just for grin and giggles. Where's Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay is 19th in scoring. New Orleans is 25th.
Mm.
So.
I got to go with the Saints
At home
because Tampa because the fake Pirates do not win in Nolens.
That's true. But it could be different now if they got quarterback issues, the Saints, because you guys still got to put up points. 3 points will beat you. If you got Minshew, 2 points will beat you. But I don't blame you for taking the Saints at home. But if Tampa Bay wants a shot at a playoff spot, whether it's a division title or more likely a wild card or whatever, this would be a step in the right direction because now you have they beat Minnesota, right? And they beat Chicago, lost to Philadelphia. So they'd be 3-1 with the win at New Orleans. They got a bye. Then they're home against Detroit and Atlanta. This is a 4-game swing for the Saints or for the Caribbeans that could turn in their favor. Just saying. Stranger things have happened.
I can't live with myself that those bastards.
No, I understand that. No, I get it. I wonder what Jim Plunkett's doing. Washington. Come on, man. I mean,
hey,
The Commodores are going to go into Philadelphia and take on the Eagles. The Eagles now home from their win Monday night against Tampa Bay. They should have a game plan for beating the Commodores. I like Philadelphia only because Washington really haven't played up to their potential. They almost got beat by the Broncos in Denver. It was quite the show there at the end where they almost got beat because they forgot to play 60 minutes. But I like Philadelphia at home. You never really seem to know what you're going to get with Washington, but they gave up 37 points to the Bills. Don't the Eagles just want to get that game tape and go, yeah, we can do that?
Oh yeah, they've definitely can do pretty much whatever they want. I'm taking the Eagles at home. I don't know how the weather is, but I don't think it'll affect them that much.
Ed's got the comment of the year, in my opinion. Bo Nix is just as good as Khalib. I would argue that he's way better.
I was reading that.
I like that kid. I like that kid. I know there's some stuff there, but
yeah,
I'm totally on board with that. Caribbeans are not going to win with that coach. Ask any Jet fan. I understand that. I think Todd Bowles is a great defensive coordinator. Maybe not so much, but isn't Brian isn't Leftwich still the OC?
I think he. Oh man, is Byron still there?
Sean Payton is a fantastic coach, and I'd rather us having him. Oh my God, yes.
I thought he got let go.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
no. It's the Commodores, Jimmy Farrell. That's why I'm jamming the machine gun every time we talk about Washington.
Right. And Ed's got another good comment. Why didn't we get Sean Payton? He's sitting in the Fox studios going, yeah, maybe I'll be back with you guys, but maybe I'll be on the sidelines. And I'm thinking, really? So we've
because Walmart paid for Walmart paid.
We've missed how many? We've missed on how many coaches now? Belichick, Payton. Got to be a few more out there.
Harbaugh was there.
Harbaugh.
I'm not really enthused about Sean Payton. Seriously, I'm not really enthused about Sean Payton. But what I would really like, and you said it, is Harbaugh. I like said Harbaugh intrigues me. Take him out of Michigan and see what you got.
He's got an edge about him about attacking. That's what I like about him.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, Josh is correct. They got rid of Byron Leftwich last year.
Okay. Gotcha. How can Raiders fans be judging if Khalib Williams isn't going to be that great when they come out here and say Jimmy G is winner? Well,
because you don't know. Well, you don't know. We don't know.
That's a lot of it. Yeah, but I think that Jimmy G's street cred is what got him here. Yeah. Whether he can keep that going or not, I don't know. But I think that's the answer.
Oh, we didn't see it Sunday. He didn't show any of that.
I understand that.
Well, I mean, and you know what? Like I said, you got Brad May, and you got I think it's Brad May, or no, that's the guitarist for Queen. Whatever the May kid.
North
May out of North Carolina.
Yeah,
out of North Carolina. Yeah, Brad May is the guitarist for Queen. Anyway, and you got Bo Nix out of Auburn. Or sorry, he used to be in Auburn. Now he's up in Oregon.
Yeah, I'm a Bo Nix fan.
So he'll come out.
Maybe not for the Raiders, but you pay attention because that kid's going to show up somewhere.
Don't they do? Most of them do show up somewhere else.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
Brady,
Montana, Marino.
Yes.
Elway.
Yeah, Dave Canales, who was the OC in Seattle. That's who the OC for the fake Pirates.
What? Okay, I'm going with the Saint. I'm going with the Saints.
I'm going with the Saints.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. Cincinnati going to go into Tennessee and take on the Whiskey Jacks. This is a Tennessee team. I think it's in quite the free fall now. I think Cincinnati's got a win under their belt. I think they're maybe starting to get their footing a little bit. It was a rough start, particularly with losses against Cleveland and Baltimore. So 2 losses in the division. They beat the Rams by 3. Now they've got a 2-game road trip. So they got to go to Tennessee, then they got to go to Arizona, and then they're going to be home to play Seattle. So, but these are games now that they have to win. Interconference games, maybe you don't have to win so much, but they got to win these now. So they'll have their hands full with Arizona. I think they should be able to handle Tennessee. What do you guys think?
I've got Cincy on the road in Tennessee. It's going to be a thing of not putting up enough points to beat them. And
Who the hell? Who the hell we playing? I kind of got confused. Was it Arizona?
The Cincinnati Singles.
Benson, there you go.
Oh, the other Moonshiners from Kentucky.
Yes. Well, Moon Runners.
Mm,
Well, whatever. Well, see,
They're the
it's
same. They're the different
Kentucky-
four-legged cat that's playing in
Well,
Green
the
Bay.
Kentucky Bengals. Yeah, because
Sure.
you know that their damn stadiums in damn Kentucky. Well, or the
Well,
airport
almost.
is, or we're almost, but the other wife and sister being the same woman type of people.
Well,
know,
the saying goes in Kentucky is that if you get divorced, are you still brother and sister?
Exactly. And I'm
Yep.
I'm a firm believer that I love my sister for that because she didn't harbor no ill feeling when I went and married my cousin. So
Okay.
anyway,
All right.
I don't care. We're just gonna be a lot of moonshine, and I'm gonna be effed up. So
Yeah,
you
okay.
win
All right.
sweet.
Well, hopefully the shining moon falls on the Bengals because they got to turn it around. I think a loss for the Bengals here
hurts you.
is almost an upset, if you will, with the way the Titans are playing, and I think hurts them a lot.
I'm
There'll be
Amish.
2 division losses.
Oh man, that was a good one, Aaron.
That'd be like I'd be Jebediah. I can use that accent as well.
Good to know. Let me make
It
a note.
depends upon if you're a Kentucky an Ohio Amish
Yes.
or a Pennsylvania Amish, because they're a big difference.
Yeah.
Whether you're from Blue Balls, Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
Amish, it exists. Blue Balls is a city. It's an Amish city.
Question
It
out there: is Carr playing? And I think Ed said
No.
Carr's out. I'm sure he is. I think his shoulder's pretty sore. It
And
says Carr's out for 3 weeks. All right.
Yeah,
I don't know who's the Saints' backup. Is it Winston?
Winston.
yeah. Winston's a backup. Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
yeah. Winston's a backup.
Taking
That's why I took them.
The Caribbeans.
Yeah, the Caribbeans. I took the Caribbeans because
Okay.
of that.
The Raiders.
Yeah,
Going to go into Los Angeles, play a home game against the Chargers. We better fix what's broken from last week, but I'm not sure we're going to fix it. The Chargers are number 6 in scoring.
Wow.
And I don't care how many Max Crosbys you have. I think it'll be a long day
Yeah,
for the Raiders. I'm taking the Chargers.
I got Chargers also. Sorry to say, it hurts me to say it, but I got Chargers.
Because on top of that, you got John Hussey as your
Thank
referee.
you. Yeah, the inkling I had of taking the Raiders this weekend went
It's
away
gone.
when Hussey was named.
Yeah, if we'd had Clay Martin, Sean Hockley, maybe Brad Rogers. Yeah, but Hussey, no. That's on purpose.
I think that we either have a revolt inside the locker room. That's the gut feeling I'm getting again. We had it.
Well,
we saw a little bit of it last season. It's still not smooth sailing inside the
no,
locker
I
room
agree.
right now.
But I think I have 2 issues besides the head coach. And that is I think Devontae Adams is just frustrated, period.
Oh, big
Because I
time.
think he went there thinking that maybe somebody else showed up at quarterback. And then when they didn't, I think he just, and then Carr left. So he went there with Carr as the starter. And then with Carr left, maybe somebody else was going to show up. That didn't happen. And I think he's just frustrated. I think he just maybe doesn't want to be there.
Well, he gave a lot of props to O'Connell. He said that
Sure did.
O'Connell,
He pumped him
O'Connell
up.
is opening up some eyes.
Yeah.
So I think that Adams wants to play with AOC4. And I say AOC4 because I can't say AOC because that's the skinny bitch in New York. I
Copy
just
that.
can't say it.
Copy that. No, I think AOC4 is better, actually. It's a good distinction from that standpoint.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and I'm fine with that as well. But the other thing that bothers me is where's Mayer? Does he have any catches?
MIA. And he's not blocking very well either.
Well, there's that.
He's got a 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
yeah, he does. You're right.
Whoopee.
You're right.
I think he had a catch in Buffalo.
Yeah, he might have.
But I remember the 2-point conversion because he was celebrating like it
So-
was a touchdown. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
So yes. So
But-
and here we were, last year, and then in our draft show going, yeah, that's the guy we want.
yeah.
Well, he's either sucks or he's in the wrong system. I don't know which.
Well, and the thing is that the kid, I can't remember what his name is, the one that's the tight end in Detroit. He's like almost extending like for rookie of the year. He is beating everybody up, and I can't remember his name, but we picked Mayer in front of him.
In front of him, right?
It's gotta be the system.
Yeah,
It's gotta be
need
the fact that he is not being looked for.
we need some better scouts or something, or a philosophy or
No,
something.
no, they need to use him. They need to use him. I mean, granted, his run blocking is not the greatest.
It's needs
Well,
to
I
be
get
greatest, but if he can catch, then friggin' throw him the ball.
James says, who's winning tonight? The four-legged animal that has teeth.
Detroit Leon.
Detroit Leon.
Yeah.
Did I get it? Detroit
You got
Leon.
Detroit Leon.
Detroit. Detroit.
Detroit.
Like a dry pinot, Yeah.
That's probably how they'll play like. Patriots going to go into Dallas, get beat by the Cowboys. Arizona. We'll come back to you, Coach. Go ahead. Arizona going to go into San Francisco. Let's talk about that real quick.
Now wait a dang second. Okay, you had that other bastard on before. I want to have some.
You got to narrow it down. You said that other one.
We got to have equal opportunity. You had that old dude on there that mumbles it like a dirt farmer. Okay, and you didn't get a chance to talk to the Texan guy because you know what? I don't know what he said. I know we had a bad game last week. I can't hear anything you said because my cans are right here, and my cans are also in the next door because my wife is showing off her cans, other cans, for that.
Or
the
the
other
can.
thing.
The can.
But
can.
I can't hear you. But he might think they're going to win. How many syllables are in the word win, by the way? I thought about 3. We're going to win. About 3.
Yeah.
The Cowboy, how we going to win? That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And the hell with that old boy.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Copy that.
I got the boys at home.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Arizona going to San Francisco. They're going to now Arizona. They've put up 56 points. They're number 12 in scoring. So they're not doing too bad. Defense is pretty good. Does the 49ers have a trap game here? Any chance Cardinals pull off the upset? I think it's possible.
I don't know with that squad. Yeah, if it's about that much, if it's a trap, and they won't even trip over that. I just see them continuing to roll on.
Because the Cardinals have beaten the NFC East. They beat Washington. No, they lost to Washington. They beat the Giants and they beat the Cowboys.
Right.
Now they've got 3 out of the next 4 on the road. They're going to San Francisco. They're home against Cincinnati. Then they go to LA and Seattle. So they have 3 division games coming for the next 4 weeks. So by the time Seattle gets them, they're going to be dead dog tired. 49ers get them first, bang them all up, then maybe the Bengals can sneak in another win. When Bengals get two in a row because they beat Tennessee and they beat a banged-up Cardinals team, everybody's going to be back on the Cincinnati bandwagon, forgetting that Cincinnati lost 2 division games. So the Bengals really don't turn this around until they're like the Vikings. They got to turn it around. They got to win some games. Then they got to start winning something in the division when that time comes back around. I think the 49ers will get the win at home. I forgot to check the stats from last year to see how they did. Any comments we need to get it?
I'm looking at Crosby missed practice with a knee injury today.
Yeah, and then Bosa said they didn't practice. Was a hamstring or something? I think that's minimal though.
Yeah.
O'Connell will not beat Herbert no matter how it happens by 1 point or more points. I already know that. Typical fans. Okay. Okay. Should the Lions extend Goff's contract? God, no. They're just he is so overrated. He's having some success, but they're not consistent enough. The Lions are all liquored up, but the reason why the Lions are winning is the Lions play 22 guys like there's no hell coming tomorrow.
Okay.
And in spite of Jared Goff's play, and he's playing pretty well
Mm,
compared to some of the other quarterbacks around the league,
They call that game management.
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But the coaches are not coaching with game plans. A good point, B. They're not coaching outside their talent. They've got a plan, and they're just like everybody stick to the plan. But I don't know if Goff can win you any Super Bowls. I mean, the Rams gave up on him. That was a pretty good offense.
Yes, it was.
Kansas City going to go into New York and beat the Jets. Taylor Swift probably sings a
Easy.
halftime show.
easy.
That might
Yeah.
be pretty boring. That game.
Boring, you think?
Yeah.
God, I'm pretty sure like Gone with the Wind is going to be on, or some sort of Hallmark movie I'll have to watch. You know,
Be watching
long
Swifty
as-
videos or something.
As long as it's not the
90210
yearling,
reruns.
as long as it's not the Hallmark Channel doing the yearling, because I can't stand that.
The what?
Because the yearling, because
Yeah.
that's how I got my name.
Huh? Never. Hold that thought. Seattle going to go into New York, take on the Giants. Seattle's a pretty good road team.
Yeah.
They got to go all the way to the East Coast, play the Giants, who we don't know what we've got with them. I think the Giants can pull this off if Barkley's ready to go. But I think the odds-on favor is probably the Seahawks, even though it's way over there, right?
Yeah. I just think Geno's outplaying Daniel Jones, so I'm giving the Seahawks the edge in this one.
Okay.
Just on QB position alone.
Yeah. So
The
that's pretty well a wrap.
That's
So
12.
Cap, we got a couple of minutes here. How'd you get your name?
The Hallmark Channel in the summer. Sorry, the winter of '65 had the yearling on, and my mom watched it,
Okay.
pregnant, and she says, "Oh, what's the name? What's the name of that boy on the yearling? Jody? Oh, what a beautiful name for a boy."
Yeah.
Okay. You know, the
Raiders break 20 points.
I think
What?
they will.
Right.
They can.
no, they're gonna break something, but it's not 20 points.
It's-
They might break something else. Raiders break 20 points. Yeah, if Jacobs shows up, if the offensive line shows up, and Hoyer doesn't have to win the game, he just has to manage the game. I think we're playing under our potential, but I don't know why.
You think way
But
under.
I think this game's probably 28-24.
I like Fast Eddie, man. I like that. They think too much when they draft. They think they're outsmarting the other guys, but they're the ones getting duped.
Yeah.
Like I said, and Fast Eddie and I have had this. By the way, I got to give props to Fast Eddie. You guys have heard the Autumn Wind guitar solo that
Yes.
starts our show. That's
Yes.
Fast Eddie. That's
What?
Fast Eddie. Yes, that's Fast Eddie doing the guitar
Nice.
solo.
That's some
Nice.
majorly cool
Yeah.
stuff.
Also, I got to give him his due on that one.
Give
so
his
yeah,
props. Yeah.
big time
Great
props.
stuff. Yeah.
But
Great
you know what?
stuff.
I disagree with that on Carter. The reason why is that Jalen Carter has had those issues that they were
Yeah.
trying to get over with Ruggs and the, not the football issues. It was off the field stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he had all of that going on, and we know
They-
what we had with the crap with Ruggs. You don't want to get burned twice. And they wanted to find somebody to go bookend Crosby, and that's why they took Wilson. Wilson is not as much of a project as people think. He's got to get over his injuries, right?
Yeah.
And Carter was plug and play. That entire diamond on the Eagles is the UGA
Yeah.
Bulldogs.
Sure is.
They're playing with each other on that one, so it works for them. It wouldn't have necessarily worked for us. And we got our young guy with Young. If you look at the stats for Young and Carter in the SEC last year, they're almost identical.
Yeah, they were pretty close. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And Branch, like I said, you had Mayer sitting there on the board, and he wasn't going to last beyond that. That was not
That's
a
why
reach. That was a grab.
Yeah.
They're just playing like Ref just said, way below their potential, man. And I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. It's not physical, so it's got to be here.
Yeah. And that's what coaching is to bring all that together with a system that allows your. I mean, look at Madden. I mean,
Well,
he was the perfect coach for a team that
of misfits.
yeah, but played
Yeah.
like hell on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think this guy has those nuances. I really don't.
You think?
I
Yeah.
really don't.
No, I totally agree with you, and I don't think he's ever had them. In fact, I don't think anybody in the Belichick tree is going to have it. Just don't.
The kid, the Vrabel in Tennessee is the only one that actually is a
He's
decent
probably
coach.
the top student. Yeah.
But did he coach with the Patriots or he just played there?
Well,
he
played
was
there.
just a player. Yeah.
Well, I know he played there, but I
Yeah.
was thinking the Belichick tree that somebody
The
actually
coaching
coached.
tree. I got.
I think he coached like linebackers or something.
I think he was like a linebackers coach under Belichick, and then he got his job.
Got his break.
But still,
right.
when you look at the Titans, their success has kind of been this roller coaster.
Crosby's rare.
So, but I agree that if you're going to look at somebody, that's it. But
What's up, Richie?
even that, the bar is not very high. All right. Okay, folks, we got game time in about an hour. The
Yes,
four-legged animal with teeth are going to take on the Packers in Green Bay.
That's why. It rolls off the tongue.
It certainly does. So does the Detroit Lions. But anyway, thanks for joining us this week. We will be back next week. Oh, by the way, what week is the Raiders Thursday game?
Wow.
It's not for a while.
Yeah. Is it like week 15 or something? Or?
Yes, my show's on at 9, Jimmy Farrell. It's on at 9. I might do a mini show where I can cuss before my 9 o'clock show. Maybe.
What's up, brother?
Maybe.
Richie Rich.
Hey, welcome to the show. We're just about done, but we gave you a big shout out for your comments with regards to the Broncos and the Bears.
Yeah,
So,
I cited you.
Spot
Rich.
on for that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You were spot on. And we did talk about the officiating, and I'm sure we'll talk about more next week.
We probably will.
The hussy.
Yeah, can you believe that mess?
I do. Yeah, that spells the NFL all day.
And then next week is Green Bay. I'll bet we get Sean Ockley for that one.
No, that wouldn't be too bad.
No.
Depends on who they put him with.
Yeah. When we play New England.
Walt Coleman.
Walt Coleman comes out of it.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week. Enjoy the game tonight and the rest of the games this weekend. We will be back next week for week 5. We're starting to turn the corner now.
Got to be Coleman.
And
got to be Coleman for the Raider game. I already paid him off on that.
Thank
Coleman.
you, Bill. I appreciate you.
Just say Coleman.
You're all hard, Bill. I love you.
he's all something. Some of it's hard. I don't know. All right. In any case, thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you next week.
Yeah, I got so pissed off.
Wait till Friday. Wait till Friday. You're pissed off now. Wait till Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a NFL Nation Live after dark.
Yeah, sure.
See you next week.
Why did the Tuesday show?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.